exclusive interview exposing the celebrities who were allegedly sexually involved with Diddy has just been released, and reportedly, Terrence Howard has received threats because of the names he mentioned. Diddy's legal trials have also intensified with a new lawsuit filed in court that names Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and even LeBron James. This suggests that some of the biggest figures in the industry were connected to Diddy. And if Diddy ends up behind bars, one of Hollywood's most disturbing alleged sex trafficking networks could completely collapse.
And use the same courage that it took for me to say those truths. Man to man, eye to eye, integrity and in truth. I've spent a lifetime earning the right to speak with the conviction about these truths that I speak. So if you want to tear that down, have the decency to come and say it directly to my face. And say it loud.
Oscar-nominated actor Terrence Howard stepped away from the film industry because he understood what happens behind closed doors. Casting couches and sexual favors, according to him, are deeply rooted in how the industry operates. And Diddy's arrest along with the recordings he allegedly kept are being used by many as proof of this reality. Recently, during an episode of the Patrick Bet, David podcast, Terrence Howard revealed that he turned down some of the biggest roles of his career in order to protect his personal integrity. Did Diddy want something from Terrence that Terrence refused because he stood by his principles?
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing. And have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit because the man card means everything.
Terrence explained that people who agree to these arrangements and sacrifice their integrity can never erase the trauma from their minds. What is the value of success if you have to lose your self-respect to obtain it? According to Terrence, individuals like Justin Bieber and Usher are allegedly dealing with mental struggles and use substances to numb the memories of the abuse they experienced.
So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process, I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place. What benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Before his interview, Terrence Howard tweeted that he was ready to expose all the lies and that he was only getting started. This marked what he called the end of a massive deception. He said people have waited years for the truth to come out, and now that it finally has, it's time to live by it. According to him, the entire system built on lies is being dismantled. He declared that the revolution has begun, told people to make room for real life, and said to stay tuned because this was just the beginning. After the interview aired, Terrence Howard was reportedly confronted by individuals he had spoken about and allegedly received threats as well. In a video he posted following the interview, Terrence Howard said this.
Listen, before y'all talk about me, y'all need to talk to me. You see, once upon a time, if a man questioned another man's honor, he didn't do it from the shadows. He had to do it out in the open, with his name, his chest out, and his chin high. Not hiding behind a keyboard or tucked behind edited clips of fair use disclaimers. You see, citing Section 107 of the Copyright Act does not give you free rein to defame, misrepresent, or harm another's reputation. Fair use is not a shield for character assassination. So here's the simple truth. If you take my words, my image, my ideas, and twist them to feed your fear and inflate your ego, if you profit off of my name while calling me a liar, then be prepared to stand behind your accusations.
As we dig deeper into what Terrence Howard has been saying, a picture emerges of Hollywood being filled with alleged predators. Sexual exploitation is described as widespread within the film industry. And some of the most powerful figures, including Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Roman Polanski, and now Diddy, have been accused of being sexual predators who exploited young men and coerced them into degrading acts. According to these claims, these individuals were part of a powerful, secretive network that influenced Hollywood and the music business. Record label executives and film directors were allegedly involved in the same sex trafficking operation connected to Diddy.
You got to take drugs. You're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far. You know, who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what he had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it. A man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card.
This is exactly what 50 Cent has been saying for years. Every celebrity who attended Diddy freak-off parties was aware of what was happening behind closed doors, but they stayed silent because that is how success is achieved in this industry. Turning a blind eye to the alleged abuse of minors and helping Diddy reportedly conceal his actions is something many of his guests are being accused of. 50 Cent never attended Diddy's parties because he wanted no part in any of it.
We haven't liked each other business-wise for a long time.
Well, that's why. It's only business. It was really, away from that, I explained why I didn't hang out with him, right? Because it's a little fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my style.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time.
Exactly.
I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was asking to try and get me to hang out with him was like, yo, I'll take you shopping. Like, and I'm like, what you mean? Like, that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
Right.
It's just weird, bro. Like, and now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you, and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards, or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree. No, like, and when I say people respond, how people respond to things matter. Like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability. He goes, "Yo, nah, I'll spend $100,000 to find out why my name is in this like this," and it's in it only because he's uncomfortable.
Meek Mill was spending time with Diddy, going shopping with him, and appearing at parties wearing coordinated outfits after 50 turned Diddy down. 50 explained that he refused because he understood what going out with Diddy really implied. Diddy was allegedly sexually interested in 50, but 50 declined. Meek Mill allegedly agreed because he's willing to sacrifice his pride in exchange for fame and financial success.
But you got close when he offered to take you shopping.
Yeah, you see, now Meek is in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not Photoshop. This is real style. Stop it, man. You set that up. Look, obviously was not offended by what I was offended by. Guys may say to a girl, you know, like, let me take a shot. See?
Damn.
They found it that quick.
What do you think is happening in the middle?
I don't know what is going on there. Because it was like, he was like, yo, you hot now. Now we got to hang out now. Like, you know, like hang out.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know, man. I'll take you shopping and I get you some flash and you could give me the hood shit. And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him because I'm going to mess up the way. Certain things, they let it go by because it's Puff. He wasn't like in the closet. He was like in the hallway.
All these years, you being the only one calling this out.
I look like I've been the crazy guy for a long time.
They say you're a hater. They say you're crazy.
Yeah, and now everybody's complaining. My ass is hurting.
It wasn't only Meek Mill who was allegedly connected to Diddy. Jay-Z and Beyoncé have both been described as longtime allies of Diddy, and according to recent lawsuits, they are alleged to have been frequent attendees at his freak-off parties as well. Jay-Z and Beyoncé are often portrayed as having married largely for strategic and business reasons to expand their empire. Their names have now surfaced in 2 separate legal filings, and some believe it may only be a matter of time before they face serious legal consequences, similar to what Diddy is currently dealing with.
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. Mm-hmm. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those fucking trophies, trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
This guy.
Oh, wow. You're going to let him say that?
Jay was getting Grammys.
You're going to let him say that?
he had one.
Exactly.
He had
And
one.
he ain't show up.
No, he has like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he's been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
Hold on. You're not wrong.
He was
At
one.
the same time.
After that, he got them shits. He's like drinking. His pictures with him like fucking things the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades.
Because he's no
marriage.
longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go, prior to that, 1.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see the kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing.
Right.
They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys and shit. So it's like they give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them.
Many major rappers have been connected to Diddy. They are all quiet now, but the evidence, according to these claims, cannot simply disappear. Just look at the people who were regularly partying with Diddy around 2010. Busta Rhymes, Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, and Usher have long been known to be close to him. In May 2018, Trump's National Doral Golf Course in Miami was shut down due to an active shooter named Jonathan Audi. Jonathan claimed he was Diddy's alleged sex slave and said he was being controlled.